Hi, Cancer. Oh my goodness. Sun, moon, rising, Venus. Next 2 weeks. Uh, After clearing the board, I got I did another reading just before this, and there was, it wasn't like this sudden shift in energy, but it was like this, when you come to a hill and you start coming down, maybe like a roller coaster, you kind of level out and then it's like, wow. Well, it's like in reverse. It's like tick, 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 tick. And then you go, wow, and it just escalates up to, I mean, it was just exciting. I'm not conveying the thing that kind of just came through, but it has something to do with music. So anyway, welcome Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. This is for the next 2 weeks. And this has something to do with music. So, songs of old, ancient songs, sounds from frequency, awakening the dragon from within that has been tempered over millennia. Kind of different because most of the time I get things that are more or less related to, now that we have a perception of now. So maybe we are perceiving these things now. Maybe music has all of a sudden or very slowly crept into our awareness and how important it is. Me personally, having a significant area of Cancer in my chart is that I was very much into music, but it was more classical. And when I got older, it was more about the contemporary stuff. So, that being said, this was also something that caught my attention. I have this deck this is one of my decks. I'm going to have to be careful. I don't think there's anything in here that's going to be a problem for YouTube, but I just have to be aware. So I'm feeling a little parched too. And Cancer being a water sign, maybe we have to be reminded of staying hydrated in the northern hemisphere here. We're starting to get into summer, so let's make sure we stay hydrated. So I'm going to just take a wee sip. Just un momento, por favor. And I might crunch on some ice now and again. All right. So again, this is Sun, Moon, Venus rising for Cancer in the next 2 weeks. And the one thing that is also prevalent is that there is something about the timelessness of time. Time keeps popping up. The concept of time keeps popping up. And maybe that's why this whole thing of, how I do the reading is, this is the past energy that's related to the next 2 weeks that's going to be most helpful. This is where we're at right now. And then we have some future energy that we can expect to be able to take advantage of. And that's the whole point of this is preparation and awareness and preparation. And we are aware of the past. We need to be, or possibly, this is what this is going to help, raising our awareness of the past, increasing our awareness of the present as well as the future. But this is a blending, this is a melding of all three of those, because ultimately we can only use what's in the here and now, because the past is done and the future hasn't happened. So let's utilize what's here in the present, all of it, past, present, and future. Let's utilize all of that. So this is from the original word, the original one, the original source of all that there is. And this energy information that we're going to be pulling through is possibly going to be coming in through like the Akash, or we may be assisted by interdimensional, multidimensional entities, energies, and beings that are all benevolent to us. And we appreciate that. We are very much grateful for all of that. Yes. I got like just before I was sitting here thinking about all this stuff and writing some things down, it was like, boom, record it now, record it now, record it. It was like I couldn't freaking move fast enough to push that record button. I'm just telling you. It's like, dang these dude, they just get like sometimes, maybe it's just me. I don't know. I don't know. I just kind of show up and say, "Hey, what do you want me to do?" Right? I can, not audibly, of course, when I say I hear something, or it's like this, giggling, laughing. I have a lot of really good influences from the other realms that are very, very supportive. And yeah, they're just supportive and they have a really good sense of humor. Okay, I get that. At first, I didn't really quite grasp why I had to do seven. It's like, really, you want three, you want four, no, we want seven. And the reason they want seven is that this is how I do the reading is nine cards. So that's seven, and here's the two, right? So the one that flipped over was obviously what they wanted us to see first is differences. And this is not outside of us. This is us. It's the yin and the yang, the thoughtful, emotional, rational part of us that also is creative. And then we have this, yeah, and it's the light and the dark. I'll get to that in a second. You need to keep telling me about this yin yang because that's different. And then it's like, well, there's two here, but it's like yin and yang. And then so that the other is like taking action and logic. But it's also within that concept, there is also this shadow and light that is, we have the full spectrum, and I think with these fruits here, it reminds me that it's not just about the black and the white, it's about the full spectrum color. We are in life in a full technicolor gig here. Let's not deny that because that's ultimately where we're at. Full color, full on. And with this, boy, the embodiment of all that there is within us, we have this divine feminine. This has nothing to do with your gender, okay? It has nothing to do with what you identify with, because we all have the high priestess within us. The high priestess represents in this particular reading that the divine feminine aspects are most important. It's not femininity per se. It is not about people that are passive, submissive, all that. It's quite the opposite. This lady, let's face it, don't mess with the Empress within us. Like I said, there's some strong Cancerian here, right? We are the high priestess, and this is a sword energy. So we have mastered our thoughts, we have mastered our words, and we have made peace with our differences within ourselves and with others. If you have not, this is from your past experiences what the universe is telling you need to do. Really feeling that strongly because not everybody is in the same place with this. Ooh. Do not fear to tread. Oh, what is that saying? Treading where angels fear to tread. This is what we've done and where we've been, and we've mastered this. Some don't know it. Some haven't realized it. Some haven't realized that this is something that we've all overcome as Cancerians. This is what we need to tap into. This has already been, and we have access to it now. Ultimately, all of what we're going to see here is we have all of it. We have all of everything that's being presented. Wow. Cancer is a very, very passion oriented. And people think of this like emotional. It's not necessarily. Passion is different than emotion. Passion can drive you mad, but can also drive you to sanity. It can ground you. Look at how earthy this lady is. I'm sorry. This is a very earthy, representation, right? I'm sure what they're, ooh, look at the number on the card. It's 33. That's pretty cool. And we are very unique. And I really kind of didn't like that phrase before because if you're unique, you're unique. But you could be referring to a unique aspect. So to clarify what very unique means is that it is multifaceted uniqueness because you can be unique, just as a basic idea. This doesn't have anything to do with it, but basic in your knowledge. But you could be unique in your knowledge. I kind of feel like that's, you know, where a lot of us are. We have a unique aspect to ourself. Could be maybe how you have a unique way of carrying yourself or a unique way of thinking. Even something as simple as a unique way of walking, right? So moonstone, this is what was on it. I'm going to put it on right now because this is a very powerful deck. So with our loyalty and our individuality, we are blending our differences and accepting our not just the uniqueness, it's the high priestess of thought, the high priestess of words. So like a wordsmith. And sometimes we come across as a little too different for people, others to relate to. And this isn't something to be bragged about. It's something to accept, to embrace, yes. But if we are the only ones who can understand ourselves and others can't, dude, they're going to do the straitjacket, right? So we need to kind of tread lightly. Look at this risk. We feel like we're kind of in a risky position because of it, because we do have this individuality. We have a total loyalty to ourself, to our family. There's some kind of bond here that goes in another direction. There's something that's going in another direction, which is why we're probably being called to hone in on the differences, the individuality, the uniqueness of being this thoughts and words high priestess and being loyal to ourselves and to those who are loyal to us is not necessarily a good thing because there could be people that are toxic that are loyal to us. Let's kind of clarify that, yeah? So a lot of people are going to consider what we do, how we think is going to be forbidden. I feel like I'm kind of hearing this thing about it says one chapter, the end, and the card is called conclusion. But what I'm kind of pulling up from that is it's not over. Fat lady ain't sung yet. If you know that phrase, it's a very old phrase. In the opera, it's like the fat opera singer, she would be the last one to do her aria or whatever. And it's not over till the fat lady sings. So the opera's not over till the opera singer sings. So that's kind of what it feels like here. We're being told that it's not just the end, but it's the beginning. It's like the world card, it's like this. There is a beginning that we have a recall on, but there's also an end. This is not the ending of the end. It's to start us on this new journey, and we need to be loyal to ourselves. Embrace every aspect of who we are and what we are, because some are still going to look at us like we are forbidden. And there's going to be this great, and I know some people don't like the word understanding, but yes, there are some phases that we do have to kind of pull in that we do have to stand under the law of the universe. You know why? Because it's who we are. It's what we are and what we're connected to. When we're connected to the universe, because a lot of us have become detached. So it's embracing the cosmic knowledge, making it a knowing. When you make it a knowing, you bring yourself subject to it. It resonates on a very molecular level, and that's a very physical aspect because spirit is not just the one thing. It's not just physical and it's just not frequency. It's more, it's deeper. We don't have the capacity at this point to fully grasp. And I'm dancing around that word because there are some that like to say understanding, because that's what this is. It's an understanding, it's a knowledge, it's a comprehension, it's conceptual, but it's also when you deal with all of this, you're going to stand under this. But when you stand under something, you're either going to be sheltered or you're also going to be showered. That's kind of a weird thing. Don't know where that came from, but okay. Ooh, we got to be listening, right? Let's be listening. What does it say in little tiny words there? It says, darkness does not always equate to evil. Yes, that is so true. Light does not always bring good. And I don't know about you guys, but I try to avoid the words good and evil because it is conceptual again. It's conceptual with, it's almost like a moral judgment. I have a whole gig that I talk about, yeah, what is good. And it depends on your perspective. Yeah. I mean, I think ice cream's really good, but it could put some other people in a hospital, right? So this is one clarifier. Ooh, oh my. So with knowledge, with the passion, with loyalty and individuality, taking a risk, bringing forward these aspects of our forbidden past, our divinity of our thoughts and words with the high priestess, and making peace with the differences, integrating the differences within ourselves and with others. There's a warning here. If I That's a very strong word for me, but there is a warning about a lot of this. There's a big ass distraction. Okay. I don't know what it is. Doesn't necessarily have to mean sex. It could be a lust for money. It could be a lust for food or drink or any other substance. But when we lust after these things, it can be a problem. So this is just an awareness card, something that we have to make sure that we are not going to connect to because that can cause an imbalance. That can cause a definite imbalance. I'm going to take a wee sip. Okay, I lied. That was more of a couple of gulps. We're going to get some oracle cards here to kind of identify, because this is very, very potent here this evening. Very, I always want to gravitate towards the red one, but hey, I'm being pulled away from it, and I really enjoy that deck. And this deck are by the same artist. Really cool decks. Colette Baron Reed, I believe. You can get that stuff on Amazon if you so choose. I think her stuff's available on other venues. Okay. So what else can we have for clarification of this? And I'm really concerned about this because distractions right now are absolutely everywhere, right? They are everywhere. They are pervasive. All right. I see there's some mystery, and she's kind of, to me, let's not. Mm. So the moon is mystery, and this is moonlight. And there feels like there's some shame. So if we find ourselves in a lusty situation, don't let the shame of it overshadow our ability to overcome it. And again, if you're in a situation where you're not in a good place, you need to reach out. Reach out to a trusted one, reach out to your community services if you absolutely have to. But there's some mystery here, and there's some reasons why that it's being hidden, but that's an owl there. Oh, there's 3 cards here. Yeah, and if we're looking for wisdom, right? That lady looks pretty wise. And it's the gentle gardener. And this is such a lovely card. And I think that the energies that we call in around us. Ooh, really nice. It's a talisman. Now, check this out. All right, so you see this. There are differences, right? Look at this lady's feet. Can you see that? The yin and yang there. Look at the kitties, right? So we're being asked to stay balanced, and she's standing. She's only standing on one. What does she have her foot on? Sorry, it looks like it's something weird. I don't know what it is. She also has some symbols on the back on her shoulder. I okay. I don't usually read the books. Every once in a while, I'll read the book. And sometimes it'll springboard me into a different direction. A lesson truly learned is crystallized as earned wisdom. You have all you need for success, you see. It goes on and on and on and on and on. All right, so I kind of feel like that's the trigger for realizing that there is no shame, there is no mystery, and it's deception. This is deception. And this is clarity. We have to tap into the talisman that we have, and that will get us to the listening stage, where we're going to really bring all of this. It's gonna take care of this. It's going to bring all this in to loyalty to ourselves and others, embracing our individuality, and it's going to feel risky. And because it's kind of like that whole exposure and vulnerability of the forbidden that we think we have to keep locked away, but we don't. We don't. We have to embrace everything that we have within us, make peace with that. If you need help with embracing that, because it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is kind of coming up now that if you need someone to talk to, and you want somebody to be non-judgmental, I can put my hand up to that. Please do reach out with an email, please. With an email, please do reach out. Even if you just want to chat, that's okay too. We can set something up and make it happen. I prefer that if you really truly are in need of support, that you will reach out and that it's something that you can hear the voice. You don't have to turn a camera on. You just need to hear the voice and the support. And we, and not just me, we are all here for those who need support. You have the resources right here. You have the resources. You have everything you need to make whatever it is that you're seeking, trying to accomplish. You don't have to get distracted with this other stuff in life. Wowzer, that was really like freaking deep, y'all. All right, thanks so much for stopping by. And do like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notifications button. I'm really not the best at doing the whole thing with that, right? So, I'm gonna have to rely on people because I'm trying to get into a better schedule with this stuff because I'm doing other interviews and whatnot. And Stone Hobbit and I are probably gonna hook up again this upcoming weekend. We did something last weekend that I just posted about, oh, golly gee willikers, SSP. And I think the next thing we're talking about doing, I'm not going to say what it is because it's pretty awesome, but it's kind of, it might have something to do with this. And we're going to pull out our freaking talismans. I'm telling you that right now. But anyway, have a great, great couple of weeks. And if you need anything, let me know. Until then, I'll see you on the flip side. Bye.